Assalamu alaikum dear students, this is Kamar Sumaira from the Department of English, University of Southern Punjab, Multan. You all know that we have been working on the semantic and pragmatic aspect of stylistics and how the different terms would help us out to explore any text at semantic and pragmatic level. So today we have a discussion on the maxims of conversation that would be available to us, or the one theoretical perspective available to us to explore what are the maxims or what are the things we use in our conversation. And now to onwards we are moving towards somehow the conversational analysis step by step. Fine. So let's explore what are the maxims of conversation, the terms which are applied in these maxims and the conversation are not new for you. Maxims are the principles or the rules, and the conversation is all about your conversational style or the communication you develop through oral communication. We would also be following that what are the deviated form that we use in our conversations too. So let's introduce who put this theory. We all know that Paul Grice was the person who was a British philosopher of language known for his work on meaning, implicator, and the cooperative principles in conversation. His theories have significantly influenced linguistics, pragmatics, and communication studies. The cooperative principles are the principles that engages the language sentences in between the two communicators. So it means it is taken understood that this would be going to help us out to explore the communicative factor of a language on the behalf of conversational styles. Grice introduced the cooperative principle, which posits that participants in a conversation naturally work together to achieve effectiveness in communication. So the key ideas are the participants in a conversation that cooperates by adhering to certain maxims that facilitate effectiveness and meaningful communication. The Grice maxims of conversation are 4 in number. The first one is the maxim of quantity. That we all know the word quantity means number. So while making your contributions as informative as required for the current purpose of the exchange is your maxim of quantity. That also says that do not make your contributions more informative than is required. Means do not speak much if not required. Example could be, for example, when there is a sentence, I saw John yesterday providing sufficient information without unnecessary details. It does mean that it implies that the use and the choosing of words according to situation would save not only your time, but also it implies that to whom you are concerned the message is directly conveyed without wasting much time and without saying more in number than is required. Another maxim is your maxim of quality. That says do not say what you believe to be false or for which you lack evidence. So it means if you do not have sufficient evidence about something, never lie to your communicators or never say something wrong to your listeners. So try to make your contribution one by one as much true as possible. Otherwise, definitely in your own words, you will be somehow captured. The example could be when I say I believe the meeting is at 3 p.m. while expressing the uncertainty when unsure. So it means without knowing the exact time when you announces something, it does mean that announcement would create ambiguity among the listeners and would create problematic situation for others too. So saying something more in number was the quantity, and saying something more what is expected is your maxim of quality. Our third maxim of conversation is maxim of relation, that says to be relevant, do not be obscure, make your contributions relevant to the current topic of conversation. So it means responding to how was your weekend when I went to the movies is relevant. So what when you say where are my chocolates and the response is children were playing in the room, definitely the response is not the same as you expect. What happens to these responses? We'll discuss it later on. Maxim of manner is our fourth maxim that works out with the principle of clarity. So it says be clear, be brief, and be in order in your communication. Avoid obscurity and ambiguity, and do not compromise over the clarity of your message on the behalf of what? Yes, use of the mannerism. It also applies your ethics in communication as well. Example could be, let's say for example, when we say the train leaves at 5 p.m. from platform 3 is clear and direct. Fine. So examples are the clear-cut message, what is expected for some relevant situation. These all maxims can be flouted as well. I have provided the example of clarification about the chocolates, where have they been gone? So all such questions, when the answers are unexpected, actually you are doing what? Although you are getting the responses, but you are flouting the maxims. Speakers may intentionally violate or flout these maxims to achieve certain effects, such as humor, irony, or emphasis. Yes, all of them have been contributed for creating some effect in your speech, either to create humor or to be ironical in your tone or to emphasize what exactly you want to say. When you repeat the words again and again, it actually your, yes, flouting of your maxim of quantity. The example could be saying, what a beautiful day during a rainstorm becomes ironical. Yes. So the significance in your conversational stylistics is it creates understanding. For example, Grice maxims help in understanding the implied meanings in the form of implicatures beyond the literal interpretation of the words. It also analyzes the communication at different levels. So these maxims provide a framework for analyzing how people communicate effectively or ineffectively in different contexts. The culture and contextual variation is also important while understanding the maxims, which can highlight how different cultures or contexts may prioritize or interpret these principles differently. These are also important for your literary analysis because we have dialogues in the novels or the dramas. So in literature, characters' adherence to or flouting of maxims can reveal their personalities, their hidden motives, their relationships, and the themes of the work. It means themes of the novel or the drama. So examples in literature could be like, again, looking forward towards your Pride and Prejudice, as I'm providing the example from the very first day. The characters often adhere to or violate these maxims to convey social norms. So personal feelings or interactions when Mr. Darcy's initial reluctance to engage in conversation with Elizabeth violates the maxim of manner, reflecting his pride and prejudice. Although we say pride goes with Darcy and prejudice with Elizabeth. Hamlet's famous soliloquy, to be or not to be, can be seen as flouting the maxim of manner, as well using the ambiguity to explore deep philosophical questions that affects and highlights the Hamlet's internal conflict and intellectual depth, which is important in communication studies. Definitely, our character, our dialogue must be clear enough that for what reason it has been said. But ambiguities are created. That's the beauty of our fictional works or non-fictional works. Effective communication definitely is done only through your clear maxims in your conversation. If you are flouting the maxims again and again, definitely your conversation would create certain conflicts in your life and in your daily dealings as well. So ethics are many while using maxims of conversation. I myself have applied it for improving my communication. Hope you also apply it, because these 4 maxims would let us know not only the politeness used in our behaviors, in our language, but also how to behave quantitatively within the situations when the situations even not in your hands. So your patience with, and by knowing all these maxims, would develop a clear-cut understanding about the communication, which is not only to share your ideas, it's also how to hold your ideas too. So it is more than what actually Paul Grice wanted to convey, that flouting is much more than that of finding the maxims. We are going to explore definitely from our conversational analysis of all these 4 maxims somehow in our upcoming lectures. For today, I believe this is more than enough. So have a nice day, stay blessed, take care.